This might be my old table, I swear. Yes, it was just, this is my table.
No way.
Cause I donated, I didn't donate it, but I gave it to my pawpaw.
Oh, wow.
And he passed away. And I, of course, didn't know where it went to after that, but like these marks and stuff, like I feel like this is my old table.
Dude, if that would be...
Jeremy has had this for so long. I don't know where he got this from. He might have got it from your pops. I don't know.
Ask Jeremy. Let me see. When did my pawpaw pass away? My pawpaw passed away, and I want to say 2015.
Wow.
Goodness, it don't even seem like it's been that long.
Isn't that crazy?
It does. It does.
Would it be bad if I bring my blender cup on camera?
No.
I don't see why. I'm all for authenticity.
My blender cup.
Just be.
My smoothie, finishing my smoothie.
Let me put my phone on silent. Let's take a couple of selfies real quick.
Okay, yes. Okay, we got Justina getting camera B. Come in here, Jay.
Come on. Get our lighting right.
That's right.
Get our lighting right.
We're cute.
Nice.
We're cute. Jay, did you look over these?
Hell yeah.
I just formed together some other random questions that were just a little bit more thorough from last night.
Okay.
Oh,
She's such a
goodness.
good girl.
Isn't she?
Look at her. She wants to be in the mix. She's so
Yes,
cute.
She, does. She wants to be on the couch.
So I'm in the house
She wants to be
too.
on the
You
couch.
in the mix, honey.
Girl, they got some nice clothes on. I don't want your dog hair on your stuff. You already got some peach hair
Girl,
on you
and this
already.
outfit, it seems like it is like drawn to hair.
Already got some peach hair on her.
Yes.
Come
I
here,
was
baby.
like, where? I had just taken it out the bag. I'm like, where is this girl?
That's not even my hair.
Right.
Like, where is this coming from?
Well, welcome to the Vibe Hive Live Show.
What's up, y'all?
We are back with Stacy Stay Harden.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't going to
Stay
say
hard.
You said, I have Smitty gave you that name?
No, he didn't give it to me. I gave it to myself.
Okay.
But he remembers me from having that name. I mean, I've had it on Facebook for many, many years, like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so to this day, he'll still call me that.
I love
Stay
that.
hard.
I love that. Ever since you told me that, it's been in my memory.
Yes. He won't ever let me forget it. That's me. Stay hard. Like, I gotta
That's
stay
right.
hard to
No, I
navigate
like that.
to
That's
this
right.
world.
This world is
That's
crazy.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
I like that.
So, Stacy, you left your purse last night at dinner.
I did. I had a good time. Did
Good.
you?
I did. I had a great time. Minus our waiter, and all the girls were complaining about him. To be honest,
What'd he do?
And I said, I was like, he was mean to my girl Stacy because I was sitting right next to him. He was rude as hell to you.
Listen, and you know what? I was gonna give him a tip, and he never even brought me back my change. Like the $2 that it was, I put a 20 in there, and I was supposed to get like $2 and change back, and I was gonna give him some. I was gonna let him keep that, and then put some more money on top of it.
Yeah.
He never even brought it back or said anything like, "Here's your change" or nothing. He just took it, and I was like,
Whoa.
"You can have that $2. There you go."
That's
Like,
crazy. As a server, that's such a big no-no. Like, that's theft.
That
That's my money.
was honestly nothing.
Like,
there was so
seriously.
much.
He was about to take
crazy.
Ebony's food, and you was
He
like,
about to took her whole entire
like,
breakfast. I said
it's
no.
not even
We want a leftover box.
half
That's
eaten.
the birthday girl's food.
It's not half eaten. It's
She
you
took
didn't
a
even
couple
ask.
bites and was me with it. It's her birthday.
He was literally about to take her food. So
Yeah.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, I would have been
Yeah.
mad if somebody took.
Oh my God.
different.
Let that take my food,
I
but
don't like that.
that
we
being
had a
stuff,
great
but
time.
We did have a nice time.
as a group.
Yeah, as a group.
Yeah, and
Yes.
we've been around each other for so many years now.
Yes.
Like, it really doesn't even seem like it's been that long. But I'm like, dang, like we've been, like, I'm not a music person, but I'm just like a talent lover.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm drawn to creativity and like the arts and stuff. I even feel like massage is an art form.
Oh yes,
You know
it
what I'm saying?
is.
So,
Oh my God, yes.
like being around creative people and like them being in their like creative bag to express and to share. Like, I love that. Like, y'all be my people.
I love
Yes.
that.
There was a lot of living legends at the table last night.
Oh, yes,
definitely.
absolutely.
But, you know, something that I thought, and I was joking about this with Jay before you came, that I do this all the time with my purse. Where, okay, so I have my main purse over there, right?
Okay.
And, you know, it has everything in it. Like, literally, like if you was to ask me at one of those game shows.
Oh, the baby shower or something.
You know,
like
what I'm saying?
bag.
In your bag.
What was that one game show? Do you guys know what I'm
there's a
talking
game show?
about? It's an old game show from the 90s, and one of the things on it was they would say, "Women, do you have a screwdriver in your purse?"
Are you talking about with Wayne Brady?
Yes, with Wayne Brady.
What is it called? Let's make a deal.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. That's
like
it.
if I was to go on that
Random,
show,
like
I
have
got
everything.
I got it in the bag, pun intended, right? But it's funny because I have all these little purses, right, that are cute, dainty purses at the house, and sometimes I'm like, I want to bring this little purse as for the outfit. You know what I'm saying? This main one doesn't match every outfit, but I always worry. Like, am I going to lose my little purse? Because there's nothing in this. All the stuff is in there.
No.
Yeah, same. I definitely am a person that will set some shit down. And am I allowed to cuss on here?
Girl, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Well, you know, I'm a cusser, so I
Fuck
try
it.
to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that. Like, I mean, even sometimes, I don't know, I just be having so much going on in my head. Like, you know, there's always just so many to-do lists, things to check off the to-do list, and so I'm always constantly on go mode. And so I'll just like start doing something. I'll go shopping or grab something from the store and leave the bag that I just, you know what I'm saying, purchased, whatever the item was. Like, yeah, so it'd be like that.
One of the worst ones is when you leave your to-go box of food. Like
that
at the
hurts.
restaurant,
That
and,
hurts.
and especially when you've had a good time at dinner, right? And you didn't eat a lot, and so you're like, I'm gonna get 2 meals out of this.
Yep.
And then you left the box.
Literally half of one.
Tragic.
Right. So speaking of your routine, you got your massage going on, but yeah, like what's your daily routine like with your business?
My daily routine with my business. So at Temple of Esteem, like that is legit my happy place. Like when I go there, like I'm always in such a good mood, and I'm always like just ready to be there. You know what I'm saying? It's a space that I created that is just like it was for me first. Like that's how I look at it. Like my business, real quick, because we're gonna get into the routine, I'm not gonna forget that, but my business when I first started, it was called Stacy's Temple of Esteem, and then I dropped it to Temple of Esteem later on after more people knew me. But that was what it was for me. It was like, this is about Stacy, and then, you know what I'm saying, creating a temple that served me, that allowed me to serve others. And so
Stacy's Temple.
Stacy's Temple.
That's beautiful.
Yes,
love
that's what
that.
that's the registered name. That's the, you know,
Okay.
Ohio business name.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I dropped it and doing business as Temple of Esteem. I love to tell why I came up with that name.
Yeah, how'd you get that name?
Okay, so I got that name from, we had to do a project in massage school, and we had to create a business plan. And so for the business plan, we had to basically come up with our whole entire business layout and all of that stuff. And of course that included the name. And so I was just thinking like, you know, what would I, you know, what would really embody what I'm trying to get people to experience. And at this space and time in my life, I definitely was in a space where I was like, going to massage school, it was like I felt in alignment. You know, I felt in alignment, like this is something that I'm supposed to be doing. And so a lot of things around me and how I moved, like back to routine, like in the mornings I was very intentional of getting up early because I had little sons at the time, and so it was important to have space and time to myself, right? And so in the mornings I would get up, I would do like meditation. I was just like very intentional, but it just really highlighted a space of like worthy and, you know, like honoring, you know, like I was just able to just honor myself, honor God, like every day, you know, just being very intentional, praying and just having that quiet time to myself. And sometimes it might not have even been quiet. Like sometimes I would, you know, play some new music that I wanted to listen to and just dance and like, you know, just, but it was my alone time. And so it just was about like adoring
Yes.
myself,
I love
and I think that a lot of people, we should adore ourselves.
Yes.
Like that is a
Absolutely.
big thing to me, is us loving ourselves, adoring ourselves, no matter what shape, what size, what color, what
Yes.
everything, just loving you. And so that was what Temple of Esteem. So it's like our body. We might not always feel the best about how we look or how we feel in our bodies, but at the end of the day, like, this is the one vehicle that we have for our soul to navigate this earthly realm. So Temple of Esteem is our body, honoring, serving, adoring our body, mind, spirit, all of that. And so, but at school, I ended up doing, because I didn't want nobody to steal my name. So I was like, so I didn't do Temple of Esteem. I ended up doing, like, for my project, like, Temple of Enlightenment. And that was really dope too. I felt like that was really dope too. But I ended up using that. But yeah, that was for my project, and it's just stuck. And I remember one of my friends in New York, I was telling him about my name, like Temple of Esteem Massage Studio, Stacy's Temple of Esteem Massage Studio. He was like, that's too long. Like, that's, I don't know, like, that's just too long. And I was like, I like it.
I like it.
I like it. And so I used it, and everybody else seems to like it too.
Yes.
So.
And I love that meaning. I'm glad that you shared that. Spiritual warfare, that's everything that we live for, that we don't see. There's so much more going on that we do not see than what we do see.
Exactly.
And there's these powers in the world that just try to diminish our spirit every chance they get. That was one of the topics we was going to talk about, is body positivity, and oh God, the beauty standards of the world is just insane. They're unrealistic, they're unfair.
A lot has changed. I mean, vanity has always been a thing.
Oh yeah.
But like, to the extremes that we have gone to,
just be accepted. And who even says that we're accepted at that point?
That's true. I guess the likes say it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess the numbers are what make people feel like that validates. And, now we're just in a space of, like, always constantly needed to be validated by other people, and not necessarily knowing how to be validated by ourselves. Like,
100%.
Right, that's a different level of confidence. That's a different level of confidence.
I love confident women.
Yes.
Like,
I don't need approval from anybody else but myself.
I love confident women. I feel like when you're around confident women, confident people, like, you can be confident in yourself. Like, I don't ever have to, like, dim myself down, because I'm going to feel, nobody's offended. Nobody's feeling no type of way about, how my light shines or anything like that.
And we want to put more light on you and help shine more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I am wearing yellow. We are wearing yellow. We are right. We are right.
And not only do we feel like that about you, we feel like that about all our friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, when somebody brings something that is a good thing, like, we get excited about that shit. We're happy for people, our friends, anybody that's doing good things, that is out here being confident in themselves and doing what they want to do with their heart.
Exactly. I mean, and taking a leap of faith and trusting in God and trusting in themselves to, like, actually be okay with presenting themselves in the way that they feel like is where they're at on the journey.
Right, exactly. That's part of manifesting, right? And having the belief and just knowing and being sure that this is how I have to get what I want, is believe in this.
I feel like, especially when it comes to like what you said really resonated with me, was adoring your body, and not for anyone else but for yourself. And I feel like women are actively discouraged from that journey. We society, since the beginning of time, is, as far as the Western society, has always been, well, you can't do that, especially to women. Well, if you want to be beautiful, it's got to be to my standard, to my expectation. And so to really embrace that thought is just, I love that. It's beautiful.
I love that too. I want to spread that. I try to share that. Anybody that I come into contact with, I've always been in a space where, and I think, a lot of times it has to do with, like, your upbringing. I think that plays a major part in it, because I know the way I grew up, it was in love, like, you know, it was in, you know, like believing in us and encouragement and like things like that. And so, and even like constantly, you know, we used to have a saying that my mom used to like, that she taught us, and we would have to say it every day, and it was like, I am somebody. Like, I am somebody. And so, you know, there's even times over my life where some of those parts of that saying, like, I forgot, or I lost, or I, you know what I'm saying, like, dropped to the side or whatever, but ultimately it's embedded in, you know, it's embedded in you, and you can come back to that, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's, no, can I say what we would have to say?
Yeah.
So we would say, I am somebody. I am somebody. I am to be treated with dignity, kind, honor, and respect. I deserve the best, and I will accept nothing less.
Wow.
So, and like, I feel like I live like that. Like now, I feel like
DNA.
It is.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm like getting a little chills.
Wow. What a
I love my mom
on your
for that.
mom's behalf. Like, that's such a conscious choice to do that for your children. Wow, I love that.
And so people, I feel like we need to, you know, really be pouring in confidence into our children. That is something that I do with my sons. That is something that, you know, like it matters. Like you said, in their DNA, like it really becomes you, like, and just like the negative stuff, if somebody's telling you like you're not shit every day, or putting you down, you can't do this, like you're gonna have a complex going through life, feeling, you know, unsure of yourself, even if you're the best at what you do. Like there's so
Justina and I know that all too well. We've talked about that a lot. Of one thing that we love about Black culture, and seeing the representation in my friends who have grown up, that their families were encouraging on, be yourself, be creative, you know, come out here and show us this dance, show us what you kids came up with, you know, you keep going, baby, you do that. And it's, you know, in white families, especially poor, I don't know anything other than poor white family growing up. That's how I grew up. That's how Justina grew up. We were poor white families. There was no encouragement of creativity. There was no encouragement of expressing yourself. It was, children should be seen and not heard, and shut up and go sit down, almost like you were talked to like a dog. Do your chores and go lay down and go sit down, and I don't want to hear you sing. I don't want to see the picture that you just colored. I don't want to see the dance that you and your cousins came up with. You know, I don't even care what you guys are doing in there, as long as nobody's hurt, which is, you know, that's just normal parent thing. But it's a beautiful observation, and I'm so happy that my friends get to experience the opposite of that and growing up. You know what I'm saying? And that is something that is so beautiful, that I see in Black culture. And I'm sure that it happens in a lot of other families and cultures. That's just something that I'm familiar with, you know. But that is such a beautiful way to grow up your children. And then we go and do generational curses being broke, right? Because my sister Michaela actually did that with Goddess. And Goddess chanted this, would say, I forget what it all is, but it was, you know, I treat people with respect. I don't judge people on their race, creed, or color. I am good. I do good things. I want good things. You know, and just saying things like that. Mantra. And then Justina told me the other day, what you tell Bupa in the mornings or nights?
Yeah. So every night before we go to bed, we do our affirmations, and I'll just list things like, and he'll repeat after me, like, I am smart, I am strong, I'm a good learner.
Yes.
And he's so funny. I added in, I'm a good son. And so he was repeating all this back. He goes, I'm a hard worker, I'm a good son. And then he goes, I'm a good cloud. And I'm like, yep, you sure are. You sure are.
Since we throwing things in there.
But he's so smart.
We'll add to it. I love that.
He related it to the sun and the sky. So he was like, okay, you're pulling things out of the sky, Mom, okay.
Yes.
So he's so smart.
So funny.
Yes.
So funny.
I'm a cloud too.
Yes. Okay, you sure are. And aren't we? We're just floating along.
Come on. It don't matter, baby.
Yes, we are just floating along.
Keep doing that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And we're breaking generational curses.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is, honestly, my mom, she was very encouraging with my creativity. That was never an issue. But something that I noticed was maybe a blind spot for her. She definitely encouraged me and told me I was beautiful. But in the same moment, I watched her tear herself down. And it's like when you're looking at your mother and you're seeing beauty, and she's saying, no, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm not worthy. And then you go, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not as pretty as I thought I was, because she doesn't think she's pretty.
Right, and I think
so
she's
that
pretty.
translates.
Beautiful.
So that is something that your own walk is being watched so closely by your children. Like even how you treat yourself matters so much and becomes a part of their inner voice for themselves.
That is so true. And just the opposite, you know, when you have all this positive influence growing up and you take it with you in your adulthood and you remember these things that have helped you, pushed you along, just the same when you don't have those tools. You know, you become an adult that, yes, I'm fully functioning, and yes, I go to work every day and I pay my bills and can have a conversation and seem like everything's fine. But then there's the ill confidence. It goes right back to confidence, because you don't, you were never encouraged or told you're beautiful, or you just haven't developed the tools, the skill set to be confident in yourself, whether it's physically, whether it's spiritually, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Being confident in your decisions.
Where do you feel like confidence comes from?
Where do I feel like confidence comes from? Well, it has to come from within. You know, I am, and I mean, and when I say I am in that regard, I'm not talking about self. Justina knows what I'm talking about. I reference I am, right? So everybody is I am. Are you tapping into your I am?
Whatever you
Are you tapping into the divine? You know, that's the God within you. You know, you are made in the image of the divine creator. You know, and the further away that we are from being tapped in, the more confusing things become in life. The more susceptible we are to the confusions of life. You know, religion would say it as the devil is the master of confusion, right? And so in the spiritual sense, it's the same thing as far as, you know, to be confused in anything is not of divinity. You know, it's not of, not to say that that person's not divine, but it's that's something that we have to hone, right? It's okay, let's go within, let's figure out where is it coming from? You know what I'm saying?
Like it's an alert.
Yes. You know, for me personally, I think I have developed more confidence out of a rebellion spirit because I was never accepted. I was never popular. I was never a first choice for the kickball team, so to say. Do you know what I'm saying? I was always last. You know, the only thing that got me into anything popular was because I was an athlete. I was, you know, I was an athlete, so I was subjected into popularity because I was an athlete. But from there, I was
had to train.
Very socially awkward because I'm autistic, you know, so I didn't know it at the time.
So you being an athlete, you had to like develop the skills and be good. You must have been good at what you were doing. And that skill set put you in a space of.
Well, I mean, not really even that. You know, athletics has done wonders for me personally as far as mentally. Because I remember all types of things in my brain in cross country. Pick them off one by one, Sarah. Pick them off one by one. So I think about those things and rate, because I would race, you know, and that was something my coach would tell me, pick them off one by one. So I, you know, apply those things in life, just like you're talking about with, you know, remembering certain things, you know. But I think confidence for me, to just end that, is when I mean rebellion spirit, is like I had to give it to myself because nobody else validated me. I had to choose. Are you going, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to feel about yourself? You have to know. I walk into spaces where most of the spaces that I'm in, people automatically judge me. People automatically judge me negatively. And I still have to have my armor on. You know what I'm saying? And I put my armor on every day. I know who I am. No matter if my awkwardness and my autism is spurring at a moment and somebody doesn't understand, I still have to be confident because I know what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you know?
Absolutely. And I love that, and I have seen that over the years. Like, and you're right, because I've witnessed that, and and I've talked to you about this like before. I don't like that shit. Like, I don't like, you know what I'm saying, having to feel like there's this, we're around people and like it's obvious that like somebody's moving differently towards you, or they're putting you on like on the forefront or whatever, trying to like like that comedy show.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
Yes. Like, and you handled yourself so well. I was like, she a bad one. She is a bad one. I love her. And we wasn't even as tight as we are now, but I was like, mental no. I was like,
I get a little feisty when people try me, just because I'm like, life is too hard, baby. Yeah. Don't be making it harder for people.
For no reason.
Don't be making it harder. You don't know what somebody done went through.
Exactly. Yeah. You was coming to, you could have been going through something and coming to that comedy show to uplift your spirits, to laugh and to, get away from whatever it is that you're dealing with in life. Yeah. Like, don't swear.
And here's the thing about it. I don't mind white people jokes.
Oh, for sure.
Side note, I can't stand white people. Me and Justina feel the same way.
What the fuck?
Okay? We can't stand white people. In the first place, I don't mind white people jokes at all. When we in a conversation, people don't have to be like, no offense to Sarah. People don't even have to say that. I'm not
considering myself in what you're saying.
But when like that energy at the comedy show, it was more of a direct like, let's get this white girl to fuck up and say the N-word, and everybody in the room
like it was like a dare, like I dare you.
Yeah, and he tried, and it was like, why are you taking it like
that's
that?
wild.
Exactly. Put you on the spot, and you was like,
tried to get me to say the N-word in front of everybody. I'm like, why would you do that?
Why would you humiliate yourself like that? That's crazy.
The dude ended up humiliating himself.
Right.
He ended up apologizing on the microphone and everything.
He did humiliate himself.
He knew he fucked up.
That's wild.
But there's a difference, you know what I'm saying, with the jokes. You know?
For sure. Yeah. There's levels to that.
I love that you was able to rebel and, be able to tap into the I am.
Yes. It's beautiful.
You got to know yourself.
You wear your confidence well.
You got to know yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you don't, it's gonna be easy for somebody to break you down, tear you down. You gotta stay hard.
Okay. Stay hard.
Bring it back.
Speaking of stay hard and that topic, what is a challenging time that you have had, and how you succeeded in a particular challenging time for you?
I would say something that comes to mind is I was really dealing with a challenging time. I have been a single mom since my boys was like 6 months or something. And so as they got older, I put them in school. The first couple of years they were going to school at the school that they're at now, actually. And so they were going to that school, and they just wasn't like doing well. They weren't doing well. They were getting in trouble. They weren't like grasping the routines very well. And so it became a problem. They weren't like, it wasn't behavioral issues like fighting or, talking at a turn or things like that, but it was just like focus issues. It was like, oh, they're not paying attention. They're not being focused. He Colin might have hurt somebody, but not intentionally, but because he was just kind of like just sporadic, or he was just kind of like, and so it became a thing. So the first year it was like Colin. Then the next year it was like Julius. And then the next year it was like both of them. And so by the third grade, no, it was kindergarten, first grade, second grade. So by the second grade, they wanted them to take medicine. And so I really struggled with that, because I was like, I don't get it. Like, they do fine with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, they listen to me, I can get them to do this, and I can get them to do that. So why is it such a struggle? And I personally, I really, internalized that struggle that, that the teachers were having with them, and not understanding what was really going on and how to even fix it. And so, but how you feel like, your kids are a reflection of you. And so like when they go out into the world and like there's these problems and then you don't really know how to fix them. Like, I mean, there was times where I would come up to the school. Like, I did a lot of things that, you know, I tried to do to see if we could just make things better. And sometimes they worked and sometimes they didn't. And it just turned out once they really, like, wanted them to be on medicine, I was like, okay, we'll see about it. So we went to the doctor, and it was just so quickly how he prescribed them medicine. Mm-hmm. He really just did it off of just my word, like, oh, this is what they're dealing with at school. And so he just wrote the script. And I think this doctor was about to retire, so he really just didn't, you know, he didn't really dive in to understand. Yeah. So I was like, let me take the medicine and see how it, you know, see how it affects me. See how it affects me and stuff. And so I took the medicine, and I didn't really feel like it was anything, you know, nothing major that stood out, no like side effects or anything like that. But I ended up letting my sons take the medicine for like maybe a week. Mm-hmm. And it just was like so on, like, it just bothered me. Like, it was just so against what I felt like I wanted to do. I really didn't want to do that. And so I was like, so I took them off the medicine. And I remember this one time, and I had told the teacher that I was just giving them the medicine. And I remember this one time I had stopped letting the boys take the medicine, and their teacher was like, I can tell that the medicine is working. Like, she's like, that's what she told me. She's like, I can tell that the medicine is working. You know, Julius is doing better in class and blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah. And you know what I'm saying? But I knew that they hadn't even been on the medicine anymore. So okay. So that was that.
So placebo almost.
Yeah. She
thought it was working.
Based on her. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I ended up deciding that wasn't the school for them. And so you know, I'm a first time mom. I have no idea how to like navigate, you know what I'm saying, like really knowing exactly what to do, but I just knew that didn't feel right for me. And so I was like, let's go somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I'm like, let's go somewhere else. So we went somewhere else. We ended up getting it was like some type of grant they helped pay for a school or whatever for the kids. Like these connections and stuff, like talking to moms, let me just put that out there, like talking to other people about your struggle, about your issue, that have kids that relate to you. I talked to a mom, she told me about this form of like private school funding. So I applied for that, and they went to a Christian school, a much smaller school, a smaller classroom, They didn't fit there.
Oh, really?
They still had the same type of issues where it was like focus issues, that is all the stuff. At one point in time, and they really tried to work with me. This was a great school, Dominion Academy on North Main Street. It was a great school. Like, these people really tried to work with me. They even hired me on to be a teacher in the classroom so that I could help assist with my sons.
And they pay you?
Yes, and they paid me.
That's amazing.
Yes, so it was awesome. And I had been a massage therapist starting my own business at this time, and so it was like, it was cool. It worked because I was like, I could go there for a few hours in the morning and see how they were doing and help out in the classroom, and that was a great experience as well. And then, you know, COVID happened. And so, anyway, fast forward, it didn't work out there. Like, you know, I was like, okay, they felt like they, you know, they tried everything that they could. And I was appreciative of, you know, how they went about navigating it, but it just wasn't a good fit for my boys to be there. I pulled them out of that school. We ended up going to a Dayton public school. Well, I don't even know if it's Dayton public, but I think it's a Dayton school. Anyway, Dayton School of Academy of something.
Dayton Leadership Academy?
Dayton Leadership Academy. Dayton Leadership Academy. And this is a predominantly black school. Now, the other schools that they went to, the first school was like a mixed school. The second school was predominantly white. And then this school was predominantly black. And so putting my sons in that environment, they excelled.
Wow.
Like, they excelled. Like, they were like the top kids in the class.
That's
like
amazing.
They're so memorable that even when I go back to Dayton Leadership Academy to do massages, like, they're like, oh, I remember your kids. Like, you know, I remember Colin and Julius. And so their grades they did good with their grades.
That's amazing.
And, you know, so it was just like one of them things. It was really a trial and error period. And like I said, I mean, it was really challenging because I didn't know what to do, but I just did what, you know, kind of like one of them things, like, if we don't fit here, let's go somewhere else. If we don't fit here, let's go somewhere else. And so so that's what we did. And so we went to Dayton Leadership Academy, and they excelled. And but you know, it was a different environment. Like, you know, the school was, they had different experiences that they had never experienced at the other school, like fights and interruptions and disruptions. And so they got to see how really, like, I don't like to call kids bad, but they got to see, you know, behaviors that were
that
like,
they didn't see before.
Yeah, that they probably didn't, like, you know, they didn't see that on a regular basis before, for sure. But it was like they got to see how disruptive and how much somebody disrupting the class can take away from your learning experience. And so I feel like maybe them having, you know, been there and seeing that, like, that, you know, changed something in them. Like, they were able to identify, like, I don't like how that person, like, how this takes away from class, and we don't get to learn this and this and that. And we have a lot of conversations and stuff, so, you know, this is stuff that, you know, we discussed. But so I ended up, like, deciding that that was a good enough, we had a good year there. And then I moved them to another school. Another school that I felt like was going to challenge them, because, you know, like, they just did well at that school, and I felt like, okay, well, I don't know if they're, I'm not going to say that they weren't being challenged there, but I just felt like, all right, they did well there. Let's see if they can do well. So we went back to the first school, the school that was a charter school. And so now they're like honor students on honor roll, and like they're just doing so awesome, and I'm so very proud of them. So cool. And I'm just like, I mean, you know, even to this day, like, I just be like, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, like how you just do stuff you don't even know, but you just do.
You know what you felt was best.
And that's how it is. Like, and so now, like, you know, like, while we're there, like, they've been there for the past couple of years, and so, like, you know, they've been doing well for the past couple of years, and I just, like, always hype them up. Like, remember when they said that y'all couldn't focus? Remember when they said, but y'all back. And y'all getting A's. And y'all doing what? Like, you know what I'm saying? And we'll, like, when they bring their report cards in the car and stuff, and we just, like, have these hyped up times, because it's, like, that confidence, like, when somebody else is trying to bring you down and stuff, when somebody else, or, you know, even if you having moments or whatever where you're not doing the best or whatever, but people can make you feel so shitty. You know what I'm saying? When you already, like, okay, I don't know, you know, I didn't know what my sons was going through. I mean, it didn't seem like anything at home, because they've been without their father. Like, I didn't know if that was a thing. Like, oh, you know, maybe they're dealing with some issues because their dad's not around, or, you know, like, I didn't know exactly why they didn't do well at school. And my boys don't like school to this day. Like, they, you know, and so, and I didn't really like school. I didn't really like school either, but I definitely did like to learn, and I think, and then once I started liking boys, like, that's when I really was like, so I'm stick around. Like, I go to school. But funny. Like, that was a challenging experience for me, that I felt like that I'm glad to have gotten through that. But like I said, you know, just moving away from spaces where we don't fit. And I'm an Aquarius, like, and we're definitely those type of people. Like, we don't, you know, we're easy to let go of things, people, and, you know, like, kind of remove ourselves. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am a big believer that, you know, the experience is the experience, and when you know, sometimes all experiences don't last forever. You know what I'm saying? And I just take things as an experience, friendships, you know, relationships, work environments, and all the things. And you always are able to learn and grow, you know, in spaces, as long as you allow yourself to do so. But you're not supposed to be in the same place forever
at all,
like, for a long time. Like, it's just, you know, temporary spaces to learn and grow.
I love that. I love that you had the confidence to trust your intuition and make choices that people told you were wrong, because you know your kids.
Yes.
That's such a huge flex as a mom.
Hey.
Yes, I love that.
Thank you.
There's so much right there. You know.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because with the boys, it sounds like it was an essence of perspective. They needed a perspective balance, basically, you know. Once they saw how hard it was, like, distractions, it was like, wait, I'm forced now to focus harder because there's other distractions going on. So when you went back from A, B, C, right? And then back to A, right? You went back to A after C. It was that alternate balance. Like, hey, this is a little easier to go through now.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And also with your divine feminine, because that's something that women do not get the credit for. That was what that was, is your motherly intuition. You have a superpower. Us as mothers have a legitimate superpower. It's a very real thing. The DNA of your children flow through your own blood. Your blood literally flows through the entire circulatory system, including your brain.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, your children's DNA is left in your brain through the circulatory system. This is a scientific explanation, quite literally, of feminine intuition with their children.
Yes.
You know, to always trust, as a mother, always trust your gut.
Absolutely, we have to.
Yes. I have so many stories of Lavi where I was like, and here I am, I'm a musician and a dancer. I had no prior college other than audio engineering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't have a medical background at that time, you know, but I was using logic. Like literally, that's all I had was common sense. My dad grew me up with common sense. I have logic and common sense. And that was really the only tools that I approached these medical situations with, was logic and common sense and just basic.
And intuition.
Yeah.
Divine intuition.
Yeah, just like basic medical, like, okay, asking these questions, and so what if this? There was a couple things that they did not catch that I did, and that she had life-saving surgeries because of things that I noticed that neurosurgeons did not.
Wow.
And then they literally gave me the credit and said, it was because of you.
Yeah,
And with
awesome.
you just thought that. And so that's just a mother's intuition.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to advocate for your children. Like you can't,
Right.
you know, you have to push back, you know, in different times, especially when it comes to your children. So
Right.
Yeah, I find that a fascinating topic, like what you were speaking on, like cellular inheritance.
Yes.
Where like the cells of your child, like that, the placenta itself is an organ that you grow, matter from nothing.
Right.
Like that
From
is
your
so
blood.
beautiful.
From your
It's
blood.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the power of the womb is absolutely incredible. And the
Phenomenal.
power of the womb of resonance from like woman to woman. You know how if you spend enough time with a woman, your cycles will sync up.
Yep.
That's communication.
Yes,
that's
it is,
womb
baby.
communication. When you
Yes.
really break it down,
Right.
that's communication womb to womb. Like the power that we have is insane.
Exactly.
It is. It's beautiful. It's incredible. Like we are so created. We're created in a very intentional way.
Right.
Yes.
And you know, we don't like to question everything but God, but I'd be like,
Right.
menopause,
Wait a minute.
cycles.
Why am I being punished?
Be
You
like
know?
all the things, but I guess you know there's purpose and you know,
Right.
for it.
And it's
that we don't
something
understand.
society tries to take it away from us. Society and the powers that be try to take away the validity that is the divine feminine, right?
Yeah.
And it's a form of oppression. They've done it to every powerful group of people. They
Yeah.
oppress every powerful group of people, you know what I'm saying? But including women. And you know, when you think about it, the human woman is I don't know about particular different animal species, you know, stuff with their cycles, but with the human woman, ours is synced up with the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That is synced up with a 28-day cycle, which is the same as the solar and the moon. But there's just no question about it. The powers that we have with even the tides. The moon has different pulls on the ocean, and also with my experience in living in the hospital with Lavi, there was something that doctors would observe on full moons, and there was a lot of people that were Catholic that did not believe in that. Do you understand what I'm saying? That don't believe in solar system stuff. That's all witchcraft, and that their religion has taught them.
Yeah.
But then literally vocalized, yes, I'm Catholic and we're not supposed to believe in that, but I know from working in the hospital that something goes on during the full moons.
Yeah.
And I've heard that time and time and time again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From people that you know that they know that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, How does it feel to be a divine feminine?
It feels awesome. It feels wonderful. It feels wonderful to be chosen to lead this life. Like, I'm happy to have this experience, for sure.
Yes.
That's what I've been saying lately. I just be like, I am happy to be here. Like, I'm happy to be here.
Right, right. Just like in this day and time, just like every day is truly a blessing, and the afterlife, we can think all that we want about what it might be, but we don't actually know.
We don't know.
We don't actually know.
Mystery,
It's just really being grateful for every day and choosing happiness.
Yeah.
You know, choosing joy and choosing peace.
And that's really like, especially in this era of deconstruction, socially and otherwise, like that is the most powerful thing you can do for the collective. Just like we were saying, our wombs communicate. We are all matter. We're all the same kind of energy. We are interconnected. We are woven together. And so for you to focus on raising your own vibration, you are helping the collective, whether you realize it or not.
Yes.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yes.
For sure.
There was a minor conversation last night that I thought was very interesting, but the conversation switched briefly.
Okay.
But it was about influencing the environment at a macro level versus a micro level, right? The essence of, if we try to help and heal the world at a bigger level, right? The masses, right? Versus a one-on-one. We have the ability to go a little bit deeper with one-on-one healing, right? Versus when it's more mass, I might or may not have the ability to go deeper with these individuals into personal things, but I'm still covering big ground. You know, just healing on micro and macro environmental levels.
What was that? Was Taylor talking about that? Who was it?
The girl sitting across from you.
Yeah, Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that sound like something that would come from her.
Yeah.
Because
I picked that out and I'm like, that's an interesting observation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For real, I do agree. I mean, the work that I do, it is one-on-one.
Yes.
It is, you know what I'm saying? It's hands-on, it's one-on-one. It is, there's not a lot of energy except for the energy of, the space right at that moment. And so, and I like that, and I prefer that. Like, I never feel overwhelmed. I think that the work that I do allows me to not be so, I can manage my stress a lot, like a lot better than if I was in an environment that is just like constant and there's so much going on around me, and like that I have to like manage and, you know what I'm saying, like deal with different people's energy and whatnot. Like somebody could be like teachers, like what teachers do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm so for teachers because of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to do a lot of teachers sales and stuff like that. Cool. And teachers going to schools and going to places or whatever where we can serve teachers. But that one-on-one is just that intimacy is just so, I feel like it is deeper. It is deeper.
It is.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm just geeking because of
You're geeking.
I am. I know this might be so nerdy of me, but I love children. I absolutely love the kids for what the kids represent to. The kids are the youth. The youth is the future. So when you're telling me that you like to have the sales for the teachers and everything, I'm over here geeking because I'm like, you're really doing that for the kids.
I am.
Because when you think about it,
absolutely,
that stressed, mean teacher, that kid ain't gonna learn.
Exactly. It is. It is about that. Like, it's about that cycle of where it's going to, like, me impacting or having an effect on that person, their spirit. Even if it's for 5-10 minutes, like if they come into the studio, get on the table, like they're able to take that for a period of time before everything jumps back onto them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to let go of things. I feel like when you come to the space and actually feel like you're the main character, like you're the main person that matters, and that's what I want people to feel like. I want people to feel like they matter, and that it's about them during this time. You know what I'm saying? So I really cater to people, and so that they can go out into the world, and you know what I'm saying, and not be like shitty people.
Yeah.
And they can go out to the world and be, pass on some positivity.
Right. That is so beautiful. You are working your way in spiritual warfare, girl, because you're doing a magical work. That is exactly a magical work. That's that trickle effect. Y'all seen that? It's like a meme example online of a father and a mother and a child in a house. So and this is a very general illustration, but it was like the father was yelled at by his boss, and his boss was saying da 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 da. And so he goes home, right, and he's in the submissive mode with his boss, going, yes, boss, all right. But really, it's like, saying he goes home.
He can't say what he really want to say.
Right. So, but then he goes home and projects it onto his wife.
Yeah.
And then does this and this and this, maybe even wants to have sex with no intimacy or words. And there's no, there's a lot of negative feelings that are not resolved there that gets passed on, right? Maybe it's brought to the children directly from the husband. Maybe it's trickled down from the mother. Now somebody yells at the child. And now look at him cussing and kicking at the dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Everybody's affected negatively.
Exactly.
Yeah. But on the flip side.
Yes, it doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
Right? Because that's, again, spiritual warfare. And we have the ability to spread positivity. We truly do. I know that we're not going to go deep into politics, but in the sense of spiritual warfare, my dad was talking to me about this, and we were as well, as far as there are entities in the world that do not want us to have a high vibration.
Right.
Because they don't thrive on a high vibration. The powers that be,
you
know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? They want us to be confused and in a
dumbed
very
down,
low chakra level of living.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A very root chakra level of living and not high vibrational, because they cannot thrive.
Correct.
They wouldn't be able to manipulate people the way.
That is so crazy. Like you say that, because like everything, there's so many things that are like allowing people to be dumbed down.
Yeah,
like
so many.
And and we really, you know what I'm saying, like have grown up and like, not thought anything of these things that have been like normal day-to-day life, like fluoride in our toothpaste and like, things, whatever our foods are, like, and there's just so many things that are under attack.
Yep.
So that, it can prevent this high vibrational space that we need to be able to be in as a collective.
Absolutely.
I was watching on Netflix a McDonald's documentary. There was a couple different documentaries. It was about, it was the documentary of what food shaped America. That's what it was. And there was an episode on there where it talked about McDonald's, right? Gotcha. So through the conversation, I was acknowledging that the world and the McDonald's that my great auntie grew up having, maybe it wasn't that bad, right? So my great auntie now doesn't really realize that getting KFC and Burger King and McDonald's is really bad. Because let's be honest, back in the day, it might have not have been that bad.
Yeah.
It was more of a mom and pop thing that franchised, and that was a positive thing at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's through business deals and people high in powers wanting to press certain drugs, certain chemicals, that they make deals with certain companies to get these elements into their food. And they will purposefully affect us and directly affect our health. And who is paying to sponsor X, Y, and Z brands that I'm not going to say? Pharmaceutical industries. Right? Because then it's a cycle. Yeah. And then it goes to, but now we got to go to the doctor.
Exactly.
And then what are they doing?
Charging you more money.
I want to bring this right back to something that you said, and I'm experiencing this. Jay knows that I was going to the therapy for my PTSD, and the PTSD has exasperated a lot of my ADHD and autism symptoms that I didn't as much experience before. Or wasn't on as much of like Front Street. So I'm going to therapy for it, but I was yet again just like, this isn't right. Because how do you have one conversation with me and think that you want to prescribe me something fucking crazy?
Wow.
And
with tons of side effects.
And I didn't even pick it up. I didn't even go to the pharmacy. But there's also another movie on Netflix, and I forget what it is called, but it talks about insurance agencies and not paying people out, but basically that what they'll do, and this is a very real legitimate thing, they hold parties, right? Insurance agencies and pharmaceutical companies, they'll hold parties and sign contracts where when people come into a doctor's office, they say, if they have any of these underlying symptoms, and then that's why it says, well, if you have headaches and migraines and anxiety and depression, this is what's on the docket for your prescription. That's because that was what the big companies decided on at y'all's party down there in Mar-Lago. You know what I'm saying? And that's a real thing. So that's not to say that these prescriptions that get put on Front Street, if you know what I'm saying, that are the first things to be prescribed, that does not mean that it's really what we need.
Right.
It's called a hidden deal that the companies done did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, and it makes sense to attack people who's already dealing with these specific things. And then we live in a world where everything is so fast paced that it's easy for people to have anxiety or, you know, like tension build up, which is gonna cause headaches and things like that.
These things that shouldn't actually be real.
Yeah.
Right? Things that our tribal ancestors might not have heard or experienced. What's anxiety? Maybe it was different. Maybe it was a different level that they felt anxiety back then. You know what I'm saying? But you're right, because it's a trickle effect and everything is piled on top of each other, and it is done at such a Confucius rate that way you can't pinpoint one direct thing and go, this is how we fix it. This one thing, they purposely will make it to where, and this is again spiritual. This is very, very spiritually afflicted, you know?
Yeah. I want to tie that topic back into the situation with your sons at the school, because like you said, our society is created with parameters that are not natural for our instincts and for our development, evolutionary speaking. So especially with young boys, the young boys have a lot of testosterone in their systems from a certain age, from like 5 to 11. There's a lot of testosterone, and it's a tall order to ask a young boy to sit still for hours on end.
And then they're bad.
But they're the ones with the problem. That seems crazy to me. Right. That seems, and here's the thing, I am a proponent of medication, because I know people in my life that it has saved their lives. I'm on medication for my own health issues. I have plenty of friends that are on medication for mental or physical issues. I definitely support Western medicine. But at the same time, because we're in a capitalist society, there are people that will use and abuse that system for a come up. And that's something you have to be aware of.
Lavi, my daughter's life was contingent upon medicine. She needed certain medicines and it helped her. But that's a great way to put it. This capitalist society, there's always going to be a loophole, baby. There's always going to be somebody with more greed and that wants to do something that's not okay.
The integrity, compromise the integrity. I think a lot of stuff is like, you know, starts out like it's meant for good in the beginning, but then it gets like, it just gets taken over. There's a word I'm looking for it, but it just kind of gets taken over or whatever by another thing that may be more sinister, and it is about greed and you know, just taking advantage of people. Infiltrated. It gets infiltrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good word for that.
So unfortunately, like, I mean, I feel like that about social media. I feel that way. I think Facebook.
My God, yes.
It
was definitely meant for good.
It was good. I thought it was good. You know what I'm saying? But like now, it's like
it's just a marketing tool to sell us to ourselves. You know, really, we're products and we're sold to ourselves.
You know, time killer.
It's a time waster.
But it's, I mean, you know, it's fun. Something to do. Like I can't, you know.
Right, because we all
do
little bits of scrolling, you know, or whatever. But
and social media is the ultimate mirror to humanity, because, like, you know, that's the thing about social media. It's so interesting how it's set up, because we really are the dictators of social media as long as the algorithm hasn't been compromised, right? So as long as they're not gearing the algorithm a certain kind of way and keeping things from coming up, which we cannot say here or there whether or not that has happened, we don't know for sure as of now. But the basis of the algorithm is you craft it, you do all the work, and you do all the work for them because you say, oh, I like this. I spent over 30 seconds watching this. They see your engagement.
Right.
So they're taking all of that data and being like, okay, this works, this doesn't. We are doing all of the work. We're like non-paid employees.
That's true.
That is so true. And I will say that I like that part of it. You know, I mean, there's some stuff that comes up that I didn't give permission. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, but a lot of the stuff or whatever, you know, some of the stuff that comes up, like I feel like I have a positive timeline. Like when I do, you know what I'm saying, get on and scroll, like I feel like a lot of stuff is, you know, a space where I can like, I see a lot of like home decor. I'm really into like aesthetically pleasing spaces, and so a lot of my timeline is like home decor or like touring this like $1 million home, like, or you know, some type of like layout of a bedroom or like boho, you know, like vibes of a space. And another thing that I see a lot is like exercise videos, you know, because I save a lot of videos and I think I'm gonna go back to it. Be like, I'm gonna do that.
Because I swear I'm coming back.
I swear that. Fruits and vegetables, like different meals, healthy, balanced meal planning, and like, you know, different ways. Like, so I do like that, and you're right.
Oh, yeah.
They do allow us the space to have that, but that's
based
based on where you at. But if you're not in the best mind space, like you can draw, like you can draw in some stuff that you know may not be for you to better your life. Like, you know, like it just keeps you trapped in a cycle of like negativity, or you know what I'm saying, violence, or you know what I'm saying, being scared and fearful of things, like
100%.
So, which I feel like a lot of people are in that space where a lot of people are fearful and like there's uncertainty happening all over. And so I just feel like I said to you, I'm like, I just see trusting God and you know, and just walking, you know, my journey, trying to do the best that I can.
Yeah,
girl, that's all we can do every day. That's literally it. That's all you can do. And end up not being like how we said in the beginning, just let me do this random productive thing to distract myself from what I really need to be doing. Like, I swear, I was like, I didn't feel nervous. Yeah, I thank you guys, both ladies, for having me today. This is a great opportunity for me. Thanks so much for coming.
I'm glad to be
you've
here.
been lovely to speak
Yes.
with.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
I'm so proud of y'all as
Thank
well.
you,
I
baby.
gotta say that. And
I'm very proud of you as well.
Thank you.
You recently started a new business venture.
I did. Yes.
Tell us about that.
So I basically, it's connected to Temple of Esteem. It's called Temple Dose, which is basically like a prescription, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I kind of have it like in two ways. So it's Temple Dose as in like my number two, like like the Spanish word for two, and then dose like as in the prescription, like you get a dose of the Temple of Esteem type of like vibe. And so like that is me, and I'm really I started it last year finally. And then when I started it last year, I kind of like pulled back from it when I was like, I started, you know, I hired somebody to do a website. I got some shirts, and one of the shirts that like I was having sayings, and one of the sayings that I started promoting at that time was, it's okay to choose you, or it's okay, choose you. And, you know, that was a space that I had been in for years. And that was something that I would talk to my friends and like, tell, you know, that was the encouraging space that I was in, where I would like tell them, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you got to choose you. Like sometimes, you know, like we can't please everybody. But with that business, I feel like I'm like ready to start that back up. Like, you know, like get back in a space where I get that going. But, you know, there's just times where, like, I'm okay with slowing down. Like, I'm not gonna feel no type of pressure about it. Like, I'm not gonna pressure myself into, you know, feeling like, you know, going crazy trying to like, I'm not in a rush for anything. Like, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I just want to do my heart's desires. And so I definitely want to, you know, re-implement Temple Dose. into my business, like, you know, selling like lotions and body butters and like connecting with other people, because I don't want to make this stuff myself. Like
I feel that.
you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'll be like, if I was to have another job, I don't want to really do anything else outside of massage for real. And so sometimes I think about like, what other job can I do? Not to say that I won't do anything else, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes I think about it and I'll be like, well, what else do I want?
Right.
What else could I do? Should I do? And so like starting another business that is in correlation to my business already, that allows me to like have more time, because there's only so much that my physical body can do. I can only massage so many people. But if I'm able to like have products or have merchandise or have, you know, something else that expands my business, I feel like that is that's a good start for me to like really be able to reach more individuals and, you know, and have fun with it, because I can show massage, but there's only so much that you're gonna get out of seeing a massage. I mean, some people could see a massage, but it's not as like aesthetically satisfying as, oh my God, no. And it is satisfying. I'm a massage person, but if you're not a massage person, it might not be like, you might be like, oh, that feel good, that look like that feel good or whatever, but it's gonna go to the back of your mind if you're not a regular massage person. And so I don't really, I'm gonna work on doing more content where I'm showing myself doing more massages, but there's, like I said, there's only so much that, you know, to show that is really going to like generate, you know, revenue. Sometimes it's kind of redundant, I feel like, especially, and there's so many massage videos out there, but not to say that, you know, it's gonna be for who it's gonna be for. So let me just say that. But as far as like being able to just like reach more people and like give them certain type of self-care items and that they can take home and be able to, you know, like utilize those things to, you know, create spaces in their own home that, you know, allows them a peace of mind and a sense of solace and things of that nature. So that's what I feel like. That's what I want Temple Dose to be about. And as far as like I said, aesthetics, like being able to see a physical product or whatever is I feel like a little different from like just seeing me work on somebody. Nobody can, you know, when you get your nails done or you can get your hair done, like somebody can see that and be like, oh, you know, like they can be, you know what I'm saying, like wowed by the aesthetic of that physical thing. But like nobody can see how your body feel after you get a massage. Nobody knows like what that massage, how much tension it loosened up for you, how much range of motion that you gained from getting that session, 100%. How much, you know, all of that stuff. And so, you know, just having something that is like, you know, physically you're able to like see and feel is tangible, and, you know, and then you can like, you know, like my shirts, like it's okay to choose you. That's a message that I want other people to like, you know, when they wear that shirt, like I want them to, you know, push that vibe, like, because somebody needs that message. You know, a lot of people live their lives trying to please other people, and I'm just like,
can't do that.
Not all the time. Like that is not something that we should like strive for, is trying to make everybody else happy and then putting ourselves on the back burner. And so that's what I feel like people do all the time. And I want to, do something to encourage that we, make ourselves be a priority. And so, and I feel like getting massages is that example of like you taking time for yourself and, just being able to be loved on, cared for, in a different way. And it helps your body, like it helps your mind, it helps your spirit, like it's deep.
Yes,
it's deep.
It is.
So, yeah.
It is.
Thank you for that question.
That's a beautiful power and gift to give others.
Mm-hmm.
Healing of the body.
I feel like it's what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like everything is, I've been the happiest that I've ever been, and not to say that I haven't had any down times, but like it just feels right. Like I said, it's my happy, Temple of Esteem is my happy place. And so, if there's times where I am down, like going to work and being able to pour into people, and and then having that, there's gratification, there's instant gratification to be able to serve somebody, and then they respond in a way like, oh, that feels so good, or like, oh, I'm just better, or oh, you healed me, or you know what I'm saying, all the things that people have said, and it's just cool. It just it feels amazing. It feels amazing.
That's awesome.
And that's my intention. I want to
awesome.
make people feel better than when they first got there to my studio. So
it fills your spirit.
It definitely does.
That is so beautiful.
Speaking of one thing that I want to mention that I really enjoy about being a business owner and doing this work that I'm doing in my hometown, and my sons have been able to watch me through this entire journey, and I'm just so grateful for that experience, because I know I'm raising them to be entrepreneurs as well, and choosing, ultimately they get to choose what they want to choose, but it's just like, this is just more control of your life. Like I have been able to be, like even having opportunities like these, like just being able to sit with my friends and like chat it up, and this doesn't feel like this isn't work to me. Like this is like expression, creative expression.
Yes, it is.
But one of the things that I really enjoy about having a business, and I have a real business, like I have a real business, and it can be Googled, and and so like, and I just think that that's so cool, to have this business. Hello. To have this business, and and it be something that like lets my sons always have, like when I'm no longer here, I feel like my sons always have a space to go to be like, this is how people felt about my mom, like in conjunction with how they feel about me. Like this is, this like, but yeah, like
my mom did this.
You're creating a legacy.
It's a legacy.
Yes. So I love that, and
and you show them how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And what that is doing it for themselves. You can do anything you want.
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
So cool.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah,
girl.
and they're doing well. Like their dad is home now, and so like they've been spending time with him, and that's awesome. Like it creates a nice balance for our home. They spend a lot of time with him, and he's been teaching them entrepreneurship as well. So they've gotten to see me for the first part of their lives, and now they're growing up and they're teenagers. They'll be 14 this year, and so like there's gonna be a lot of changes, and but they're learning, about hard work and responsibility, and so. Yeah, their dad I started a business with their name. I call them Julin, which is their names combined.
I like that.
Julius and Colin. So that's been there. I've always called them that, like when they, yes.
I love it. It's
like a couple. It's like how the couples do when they get together. Yes, that's where I got it from. So
I love it.
her wobble. I love it. That peach. So so they're jeweling together,
so
and
cute.
so I had started a business in their name for a property, because we have a property that me and their dad own, and so like I have been managing that building for a lot of years, and so I started. I just got a LLC like randomly. I didn't even know about business all like that, but I got the business and I named it after them because it's legacy stuff, and then so like now fast forward to present day, like their dad he's got a plumbing certification, and so he's been doing plumbing work, teaching them how to do plumbing. Awesome. And so like he works with a master plumber and is learning so much, and as he's learning, he's teaching the boys. And so recently he just gave me some business cards with their plumbing business.
Oh, lovely.
It's called Julian's Plumbing Service, and get this, the little like catch line or whatever that they have is because shit don't stop.
Oh my God, genius! I love it.
I was like,
that would sell me. That would get me.
Shit don't
okay.
stop. No, it don't.
because shit don't
Run it.
stop.
Right.
That's iconic.
But yeah,
Love
so
it.
that's just a cool thing. That's a cool thing that I'm glad that they get to
That's so
experience.
cool.
But I definitely feel like my sons are growing up on love and not survival, and so
Yes.
But then of course on the flip side, I have to teach them that the way that they're raised is not going to be how other people are raised.
Standard.
Like people deal with a lot of traumas, and so like you have to be mindful, not judgmental, but you have to be careful, as they get older with like connecting themselves with people who have grew up differently, you know what I'm saying, so that they don't, be so, they don't get, I kind of want to say like, because it's like I'm trying to protect them, but I know that they have to go through life and go through the hard things just like I had to. But, it's still nice to like just give them just the idea of, everybody's not raised the same. Everybody doesn't have the same, integrity or, good intentions. People are really raised on survival. Like, no matter how good you are to people, like, they'll still do you wrong, So, but you got to continue to be who you are. Yeah. You just got to move yourself to different places, different spaces.
That's right. And sometimes you got to bring it back full circle and with new sets of tools.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
This has been lovely.
Yeah.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you.
I got one last question for you.
Okay.
Can Justina and I manifest with you where you would like to be in 5 to 10 years? So before you answer, I don't want you to answer this question of where you expect to be in 5 to 10 years in the normal question fashion.
Okay.
We're manifesting. And Justina and I are full capable of these powers. And so we want to do this with you.
Okay.
So where do you want to see yourself in 5 to 10 years? And, really think about this with your heart and share this with us with full intent that you've got 3 minds here that is going to help push this.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is so awesome.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes,
okay.
girl.
Okay. 5 to 10 years. In 5 to 10 years, I have created a luxurious wellness spa in my city, as well as in a trailer. Like, I travel with my business. I take my business to different cities, and I travel with my sons, and we go to different places, and we expand the energy of self-love and self-care and massage and taking care of our bodies, and how health is wealth, and we are healthy. We are living healthy lives. We are eating foods that serve our body. We are disciplined. We are rich in spirit. Yes. We are financially in a good position to have all the things to meet all of our needs, without any type of worries or any type of concerns of lack. We don't live in lack. Yes. We are exploring things that elevate us. We are constantly evolving. In the next 5 to 10 years, we're constantly evolving, creating spaces where we continue to serve ourselves and serve others. They are traveling abroad. We are traveling abroad. We are making wonderful memories. We are buying property.
Yes. Yes.
We are tapping into communities and community organizations. I definitely see us using our life as an example and our experiences as an example to continue to allow it to trickle down onto others and be impactful. We are public speaking. We are sharing our experiences, and we are learning more and more tools. We are spreading love. We are spreading light. We not getting pregnant.
Okay. No, ma'am.
We are continuing to build our relationship with God, continuing to trust in God. We are, let me throw my mom in there. We're traveling with my mom. We're traveling with my family. We make it an annual thing to go on a family cruise. We are loving life in the next 5 to 10 years. Temple of Esteem is a thriving business. I am mentoring for other massage therapists and helping them on their journey to help them to set themselves up to be successful businesses as well. Temple Dose is selling products internationally and all over. And we are just really pushing the self-love movement, and and all of my friends, I'm still showing up to all of my friends' events and exploring talent and enjoying talent and making memories and lots of laughter and lots of growth and connections.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, and y'all throw some stuff in there too. what y'all want to see from me? Throw some stuff in so we can really manifest this.
You know, I just second every single thing that you said. And from the north, the south, the east, and the west, every single good energy, every single good spirit, every single good ancestor that wants you to flourish in your highest vibrational self, your highest vibrational path. That is what shall be so. And I call those energies that only mean to help you flourish in your most beneficial life. From the north, the south, the east, and the west, to all come together to help aid in the spirit realm that manifests into the physical for every single thing that Stacy Harden has claimed and said for her life. That is what is going to be. That is what is going to be, and all you need to do is believe it. Believe it with every cell in your body. You're already doing every single thing, and all your spirit guides are backing you. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Don't let any infiltration, no sneak of ill confidence, absolutely no thought of maybe not, none of that. No thought of a hindrance at all. No negative hindrances at all are welcome, nor can even penetrate your aura.
I receive that.
Yes.
Live fearlessly.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
goodness, I didn't even realize how much time it went by.
Yes.
Gosh.
I went off camera for a minute because I spilled my juice.
Saw that.
I was like, gosh,
That's
it's red.
why-
I have to get it.
That's
out
why
the
that damn
rug.
cup. That's why you said. Shit. Oh my goodness.
So Stacy, real quick, tell us where we can find you on social media and how
Okay.
others can support your business.
I am on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Temple of Esteem everywhere. And yes, just continue to come book massages. I have a
Yes.
website. I'll give you the information so that you can put it on there.
Yeah.
But yes, just continue to book massages. Come see me, support my what I'm doing, my
Yes.
mission,
Yes.
and and then hopefully once I get Temple Dose up and going completely the way I want it, get some products and so you can serve yourself.
I love that.
I would love to give some products to Temple Dose.
Yes.
Some West South and Beauty
Yeah,
products.
I know we gotta talk.
Yes,
I need to figure it out. I need to figure it out because I gotta do that.
Well, thanks you guys so much for tuning into the Vibe Live show.
Stacy Harden, what are your red flags?
Red flags. Shit.
Shit.
Energy off.
Stacy Harden, what's your favorite form of potato?
Sweet potato.
Ooh, I like that.
Just like,
Oh shit, wait a minute. That's not right. Which Powerpuff Girl do you relate to the most?
I like the green one.
Yeah, Buttercup. Yeah.
Is that Buttercup?
Is that her name?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buttercup.
I can
was-
see that for you. Yeah, I like that. Spicy.
But let me see. Let me think of a real red flag. Like,
Yeah. That's a tough question.
that is. Red flag. Immediate turn off. If your fucking breath stinks.
Period. Period.
Like, I don't even know if that's a red flag. Cause yeah, no.
Teeth can be brushed and everything.
Yeah. Like if you don't take care of yourself, is a red flag. Like, yeah. If you don't take care of yourself, then I feel like I'd be like, yeah, nah, that's
a problem. Yeah.
You don't love yourself enough for me.
That part.
What you looking at?
This is beautiful. You made this?
I did.
One advances confidently in the direction of their dreams and endeavors to live the life they imagine. They will meet success unexpected and common hours. Oh, that's beautiful. Who is HDT?
I forget his name off the top of my head. It's like Harry something.
Oh, yes.
But I got it wrote down
I
somewhere.
Like that. I seen a quote that I liked that was talked about confidence. It was basically saying, oh, I love all of this. Oh, this is beautiful, Samurai.
Thank you. And then there's some personal manifestations on there. Like, this is a whole different, I wrote those little notes. And that yellow thing I actually wrote on a napkin. That's the original napkin.
On here? Okay.
Yeah. And that tattoo, the yin and yang, is actually my sketch of my arm tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the sketch from where he put it on you?
It's the legitimate sketch for it.
Nice. Take no shit.
Do no harm.
I feel that. Are you doing what you love?
I am. I am.
In an instance, I know the road here's gonna take me. No, I won't fall, but if I did not think of break